today we have another Rintrah and Nick Fury war. Now, for this war, I wanted to test something with Rintrah with the Odin pre-fights against 8 Section 2. Now, I wanted to see if it would feel like I have more control of the fight with me losing control of my own power than on previous stuff where, like, Skrull got a crazy amount of power or Gallon got a bunch of power or whatever like that. So I wanted to see what that would feel like. And I wanted to see just how it would feel if there was any reason for me to have Odin pre-fights on my Rintrah for whatever other reason. And yeah, for this war, we're starting off on 8 Section 1. We have a Magneto on this first node right here, and I mean this second node on 8 Section 1. And this is a really easy fight with Rintrah. I mean, doesn't really get much better than this for him. He's going to get a bunch of Furies because I have all those Odin pre-fights, which is a nice touch. You definitely don't need them for this fight because, as you can see, Magneto is never going to get a single buff in this fight. But they're definitely a nice touch. And yeah, the protection means I can't take much damage from that L2 on top of Rintrah's normal tankiness, of course. And then we just end the fight. Which is ridiculous, but yeah. Now, next up, I have this Hulkling. Yeah, as I was saying, I wanted to see how Rich Get Richer felt with my own Odin pre-fights. See if this would be applicable if, for example, a Skrull was placed on 47 again. And yeah, so my plan going into this was to throw my L1 first, and then I was pretty sure I was only ever going to be able to get L3s off, And the power gain wasn't quite as intense as I had expected, but it definitely was too much to be able to get an L2 off or anything. I tried to go for an L2 there, but Mystic Dispersion pushed me to my L3, so yeah. We're at our L3. I was expecting this to just be a pretty long fight with Rich Get Richer just throwing exclusively L3s, and I ended up getting an L2 off, so it was better than I expected. I still think for this fight in specific, I would prefer it without Odin pre-fights, but if, for example, I was taking, like, a Skrull on 47, I think I just said that, sorry, I would definitely like to have these Odin pre-fights here, because I think, yeah, I mean, you guys saw how that Skrull on 47 went. And yeah, I mean, pretty easy fight. Hulkling with Rintrah is a very easy matchup, of course. And now next up we have a Sigil Witch on the next node. I have full suicides on with Nick Fury. I wanted to see how full suis would do versus Doom Boss instead of half suis, because at this point we weren't pushing the war. We had planned on pushing this war, and then something happened. I would bring in any of that stuff up on YouTube, but yeah. So we weren't pushing this war, so I was like, I'll try it out and see what full suicides feel like against the Doom Boss. And yeah. And then the Sigil Witch, just fight over. I mean, it's Nick Fury, of course. And yeah, now, when I entered this Doom Boss, like, immediately after entering the fight, my cat started yelling a bunch, which was pretty annoying. I mean, definitely stressful to be entering a boss fight than having all that distraction going on. But yeah, anyways, I mean, I kept my composure and I didn't play too badly. You're going to see at the start that I play a little bit sloppily. Right there, I go for a bit of a panic intercept because I was just like, oh god, is this really happening? But yeah, I recover the fight and get it back in my control. And yeah, I have full suis on here. So as you see, I'm taking a lot of chip damage from those suis on. And of course all the blocked hits and everything I've taken hasn't helped. But yeah, full suis on. I definitely don't think full suis are better than half suis for this fight. The fight is like considerably quicker, but I don't think it's quick enough that it's I don't think the difference in fight speed is quick enough that it's safer than having on half suis for this fight. I definitely think just bleed half is the best strat for this. Because you can see I'm taking down a lot from that poison. And I have maxed willpower and maxed recovery. That's just because of how boosts interact with suis. And of course, despair. I assume this Doom was running 3 out of 3 despair, and yeah. So, I mean, yeah, as you can see at this point, this fight is a fairly easy boss fight in my opinion. I mean, if you know the one decks, there's not much risk here. I mean, the shocks are annoying because it's Doom, but that's just Doom. And yeah, we're in a good position to end the fight now. Starting to get back in the health race, and now he just starts to be super stingy. You see this? Like, oh my god, super stingy. I was panicking when that happened because my cat was so yelling, but yeah. At this point, I assume I'm good at this point. I mean, I still have my second life available. If I make a mistake and need to fall back into that, no worries, and yeah. Now, probably one more combo is going to kill him at this point, and he heavies me just to do that, and nullifies my fury, but yeah, one more combo kills him, and we're good. So, yeah, I mean, pretty quick war. I'm really enjoying using Rintrah in war again. Yeah, I mean, Rintrah is super awesome. I'm very happy with R4ing him, and yeah. Hopefully when Conduit is gone, we'll be able to get some more boss island action with Rintrah. There's been a lot of stuff I've wanted to send Rintrah to in the boss island, but then because that second L2 hit is energy, it's like, oh, whatever. I mean, like, he's not that bad for Conduit, especially if it's on, like, a pass fight, because if it's on, like, a pass fight, he's gonna kill before the regen procs anyway. But it's definitely quite annoying on boss nodes. On Boss Island and everything, so yeah. Hopefully, season 38, I'll be able to get a bunch of more interesting fights with Rintrah. Depends what the tactic is, of course, but yeah, we'll see about that. And yeah, take care, y'all.